Good morning, I'm Gundula. I'm a gardener here at Babylonstoren, and we're in the succulent house today. I'm joining Ernst van Jaarsveld, who's a botanist and horticulturalist, and he's going to share the best tips of how to take care of your string of pearls. Now, many of us try this at home. We smother our plant with love. It just doesn't survive. But Ernst has spent years out in the field to see how these plants survive in their natural environment, and he's going to share his wisdom with us. Good morning, Ernst.
Good morning, Gundula. It's nice that you came, and it's such a beautiful morning. But I want to share with you a very beautiful house plant, which is probably the world's most popular and common house plant. But because of too much tender love and care, many of them, they don't look so good in cultivation because they're usually given too much tender love and care. When given too much water, they start rotting. But to understand a plant better, it's always great to go back to their natural habitat and see how does these plants grow in their habitat. So the string of pearls comes from an area near Statlerville in the Eastern Karoo. So it's a very dry, semi-arid region, very, very low rainfall and with a gritty soil. And they grow usually under bushes, so they grow flat. Usually we plant them in a container, and the plant wants to grow, gravity takes its toll, starts hanging. And you'll notice on all these little branches, they're little adventitious roots. So in habitat, they root, they form a flat mat. I want to share with you how to best grow and look after your houseplant, the string of pearls. The first tip I want to share with you is light. Light is probably the most important factor, and as you know, in houses there are not much light. The best is to keep your plant close to a light source. That is, for instance, close to a window or on a stoop. But often one can take that same plant and shift it around to a darker spot. But remember, only for a few days and then bring it back because it's dependent. Each plant have got these round little succulent leaves, and they've got little windows, and those little windows also allows for deep light penetration. So the plant is very well adapted to shade, but too much shade is bad for the plant, just as too much sunlight. The next step I want to share with you is watering. Watering is very, very important, but remember, this is a succulent, and succulents store water within their leaves. So in usually a household, I would suggest say once every week, but that's during the summertime. And when it becomes winter, the moisture content of the soil, it will retain it longer, so one can water much less. In fact, the plant is so drought tolerant, you can go on holiday say for a week or two or three or even a month, and when you come back, the plant will still be okay, because it often happens in its natural habitat that rain stays away and the plant survives. Soil is the next tip I want to share with you. Soil is very, very important, and it's where the plant is going to get its feed. But remember, it's a succulent plant and it needs a well-drained soil. So most garden stores, they stock a special succulent mixture. But also one can make up your own soil, as long as half of the mixture consists of sand or a gritty mix, and then 1/4 of compost and the other of garden loam. With sufficient soil, the succulents do not need regular repotting, so the plant will be able to grow and become self-sustained for many years. The next step I want to share with you is the container. Containers are very important because that is going to be the plant's home for quite a long time. And being a succulent plant, your best container is always to choose terracotta. Terracotta is a natural product, and it just consists of baked clay, and it is porous, so it allows the soil to breathe. Not only that, but also the roots of the succulent can feed on it. And remember as well, size is very important, so you don't want to drain your plant in a too large container for a small plant. Most important of all are the drainage holes. So each container should have a efficient or sufficient hole at the base, and you can cover this hole with a layer of pebbles just to ensure that the excess water that you give the plant will drain away. The last tip I want to share with you is feeding. So although the soil mixture of your succulents should be sufficient to boost your plants, I would suggest feeding your plants twice a year with organic fertilizer such as Seagrow. A well-fed plant is also a plant which is far more happy and more disease resistant. Hi Gondula.
Hello, Ernst. I know you're quite a collector, but there's a wide range of different leaf shapes you have here.
Exactly. And this string of pearls belongs to a group of plants where they vary a lot. And if you go into the field, each region has their own leaf form and shape. So if you go to the Springbok Flats near state level, they will be completely spherical. If you go to other parts, they'll become linear. And, but they've got a wide distribution all over southern Africa, Namibia, to North Limpopo province, but very common in the South Cape.
String of pearls is a lovely descriptive name, but what is the botanical name?
Its name is Cura rowleyanus. In fact, in the past it was Senecio rowleyanus, and it's named after Mr. Gordon Rowley. And Gordon Rowley was a succulent expert and very well known all over the world.
And you're growing them here in containers. They look fabulous in the hanging baskets, but could I grow them outdoors in my garden?
By all means. Important to remember, they require well-drained soil, so rockery is best, as well as dappled shade. So on a rockery, that's an ideal area to grow. And in fact, they'll become mat forming because they've got a tendency to sprawl, and with adventitious roots, they'll quickly form a mat. And it's a great water-wise subject for any garden.
Adams has kindly given me a cutting of the string of pearls, and I now feel confident I'll be able to plant this at home without any trouble. So if you're interested in other tricks and tips about gardening, have a look at the YouTube videos. Goodbye.